You guys need to hold on because I'm feeling kind of frisky today. I spent the morning fighting, and I'm still fighting. When I get out of here, first thing I'm doing is getting on the phone. I had somebody from my office, actually it's my wife who works with me sometimes, halfway across the state, or 2/3 of the way across the state in Nashville today, Nash County, turning in some paperwork on a Medicaid application for someone. We were filing a ladybird deed in Nash County, last second coming in to protect property up there. And we work statewide. I'm mainly regional. I run the roads between Charlotte and Asheville most of the time. I'm an elder law attorney, okay? But I am pretty, I'm looking for people who care. Does anybody care out there about what they're doing? Because I really care about what I'm doing. I care. Dadgummit. And I do. I really care about what I do. I think the biggest difference between me and any other attorney, there's a lot of attorneys who care. Okay, there's a lot of attorneys of us out there who do. But I'll tell you what sets me apart is I think I just care too much. I've had people counsel me. Even Diane Thackerson talks to me all the time about this, about how I've got to stop making it personal, about how I gotta, it's just a job, right? And Diane's right in a way. She's a former clerk of court of Cleveland County. She runs our probate department. She's very good. She's a probate director. But I just get so involved in these things because I believe so much just in your story and what you're doing. I meet seniors all the time that are getting ready to lose houses or property or having health care issues, and they have nowhere to turn, and they don't have anyone that knows how to help them. Well, I made it my business quite a few years ago to figure out how to help them, and that's all I do is counsel seniors and their families on how to protect their hard-earned money and property and have health care options, okay? So a few years back, quite a few years back, I joined a national group of elder law attorneys called Elder Council, and just really got wrapped up into it. I belong to another national group of estate planning attorneys called Wealth Council, and I ended up dropping Wealth Council, and just because I just got so far down the rabbit hole with elder law, and I started doing a lot of videos and writing, and I started writing newspaper articles. I started doing a radio show that I started about a year and a half ago called the Elder Law Report, and people are like, hey, how do you have time to do that stuff, Greg? And I'm like, oh yeah, but I just finished writing a book, and that's why we came over here. One of the reasons was just there's a lot of these books out in the community. We wanted to give people a chance to buy some here at the Senior Center, and for me to sign some, and if they wanted me to sign them. I wrote a book. I did it because I care. When you have a job and you go home at 5, when you have something that's a passion that you really care about, I don't think you ever really go home from it. You take it home and you wake up with it. And, so I just kind of do it all the time. And I love my family. I have a wife and 6 kids, and we're all involved in it. But I do. I love my family very much, but I do devote a lot of time to my clients and what I do. And I wrote a book called Saving the Farm. This came out a couple of months ago and was Amazon's, best-selling in this category for quite a while. And we need to really push it, get it back up there. But it's a practical guide to the legal maze of aging in America. And there's not really a lot of people writing about what's going on with seniors right now. It's the biggest wealth transfer in our nation's, in the world's history, really money being turned over because really of senior health care and senior health care events. The baby boomer population, seniors, it's a silver tsunami, they call it, 10,000 seniors turning 65 every day. And that's going to continue and crest really about 2055. Much of our population is over 65 right now, and there's a lot of issues that need to be dealt with. We have to develop a lot more legal ways to assist seniors as well. So, and I look at it, when you should be enjoying your golden years, if you will, lots of times there are traps out there for you if you don't plan accordingly and have your legal documents in place and your assets set up and protected a certain way. The way I see people run into problems sometimes is, hey, come here, let's act. You want to act?
This is going to be fun.
Huh?
Yes.
Let's act. I
You're-
should have brought.
The people behind the camera can be me.
Okay.
Okay.
So many times I will meet with a crying wife in my office, okay? And her husband has gone to a nursing facility. You know, what used to take us out of this world, by the way, and not be an issue in the 1960s, right? And we would die peacefully at home with our family. Doesn't necessarily anymore. We're saved, or we continue on, or we live on, for 10 more years. But we need special care. That special care costs a lot of money. So I'll have the crying wife in the office. It could be the crying husband. I don't know. Hey, you got to get up and come over here because I got to see you. You got to be a participant. It's okay. So, hey. What's going on? How can I help you?
Mr. McIntyre, my husband's in the hospital.
Okay.
We've got so many things. My husband's in the hospital, and I just don't know what to do. I've got
He's
children.
in a hospital or a nursing home?
Well, he's going to the nursing home right away, and I don't know what to do. I've only got so much time before we have to start selling everything.
Okay. So what about money? What about money? Is your money running out, perhaps?
Yeah, well, it's going to be right away.
Right, and you're a spry young lady who's got a good 100 more years to live of healthy living, right?
Yeah.
And you and your husband saved for a long time for your retirement, correct?
We've so wanted to make sure that our children had a good start, so if something happened to us, we wouldn't have to worry.
Okay.
So we've saved and have some money put away that we're going to end up having to spend, they say maybe $60,000 a year.
60 to 100
Yeah.
maybe? Yeah.
And we thought we had plenty of money for the kids. We didn't
Right.
expect this.
Well, what about money for yourself, though?
Well, yeah, they only let us have so much, and it will not.
You don't think it'll sustain you?
No.
And what did your husband do for a living?
He was a podiatrist.
Proctologist. Okay, that's great. Here, let me see. So I see that situation all the time in my office, where a healthy spouse, is dealing with the health problems of another spouse and has many healthy years to live, they think, and the money's going away, okay? And what do? So we can get in and make sure the real property is protected. The home, as well as any other land, is our goal, as well as the money. We want to try to protect the money as much as possible as well. My hope is that you plan well into the future and you have long-term care insurance and that this is not a problem for you. That would be my wish. But that's just not the reality. That was not the reality for my grandfather. My grandfather, Worth McIntyre, Papa Mac, and who literally lost the farm, okay? That's why it's called Saving the Farm. The first chapter goes into his ordeal and staying 14 years in an assisted living facility that took, all his assets. And in the end, I think, he even sold his truck. And so, it does cost a lot of money if you have a healthcare situation. So you want to be aware of that. That led me down the road, really, in studying that, to dealing with lots of different types of benefits. We have somebody here in the room who does a ton for veterans, okay? And veterans benefits. I know because he's a veterans advocate. And I am a certified attorney and very proud to be through the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. So not only do I help families qualify for health care benefits for long-term care, but I also do that through the VA as well. Through VA aid attendance and veterans disability. So, and sometimes those applications go hand in hand. Lots of people don't know that, for instance, the healthy spouse, was your spouse in the military?
Yes, sir.
He was. He served in Korea, didn't he?
He sure did.
All right. So she may be eligible for a spousal benefit, okay? He may be eligible right now if he's going into a nursing home for an extra, $2,240, somewhere around there per month to help for nursing home care or in-home care. You don't have to be in a nursing home to qualify for veterans aid and attendance. The spouse of a veteran can qualify for aid and attendance. The spouse of a deceased veteran can qualify for aid and attendance. And that can help very much, a family very much pay for either in-home care, assisted living, or nursing home care. So I started getting really into benefits, and that's what I've been doing today, is fighting this battle over benefits and dealing with a nursing home that I feel like does not care. Does not care if this person gets denied for Medicaid today because they haven't done their job and requested an FL2 form, okay? So that's what I'm hopping mad about, coming in and passionate about coming in today, and what we'll be fighting when I leave here today. Trying to get everybody around that situation to hop to and get something in by 5 today. It should have been in already. So I'm constantly fighting these battles, but that's okay. I was kind of built to fight. I've always been a pretty scrappy guy, all right? And I don't mind doing that for you. Yes?
You were mentioning nursing homes. Greg is hopping mad, and for good reason. But he will also tell you in a minute, we have some great nursing homes in this area.
Oh, this area?
Yes.
Oh, that's true. This area is a neat place. It was a neat place to write this book. Oddly enough, Cleveland County is just a great culmination of nursing homes, assisted living facilities, in-home care providers, life enrichment center, everybody working together to try to solve problems. The people in this county that are dealing with seniors and helping seniors, they all seem to really care. And because of that, they're kind of front runners and leaders, like Susie Kennedy, who is one of the founders of the Life Enrichment Center and helped start it. And she is now a model, her and the facility, of how to set up a Life Enrichment Center in the world. She's the only Robert Wood Johnson Foundation training facility for Life Enrichment Centers on planet Earth. So that's really cool, and right here in Cleveland County. So in searching for answers on how to answer senior questions on senior issues, I went and I interviewed Susie on Life Enrichment Centers. There's a chapter in here about long-term care and what that means. In-home care, assisted living care, life enrichment centers, adult daycare, and nursing home care, okay? And I went and saw experts on each one of those areas to give an interview to me to be the centerpiece of that part, or the expert that we build around in that section. So, for instance, in this book, I built it to be a reference book for your family and for the home, not just to read straight through. It's fine if you read straight through. I think you'll learn a lot. I hope you will. But also, if you looked at the table of contents, you would see, I blew out the table of contents. I expanded it. You can look at, if you want to know something about guardianships, living wills, types of wills, distribution of property and assets, pre-need funeral planning, independent living facilities, senior dental care even. We interviewed an expert on senior dental care and why senior dental care is so important to your longevity. Medicaid crisis planning. What to do right now if you have a nursing home, assisted living, or Medicaid crisis situation. Veterans benefits, chapter 7. All about, there's a really cool interview with my grandfather, J.C. Horn, my other grandfather, who was a World War II veteran and marched across Europe into Germany. And was a machine gunner, part of a 3-man machine gun team in World War II. That's on page 150 at the end of that Veterans Benefit chapter. I wanted to put that in there. It's just a really interesting read. That's an interview that I did when I was about probably 11 or 12 years old, okay? One of my first, probably. And then estate taxes, to plan or not to plan. There's no question. So we talk about estate taxes and how they affect you. Selecting the right attorney and firm. The role and benefit of technology in the older law, and how technology plays a role in helping you. Okay, you wouldn't necessarily think that, but technology really does play a big role in helping us assist seniors, and it's integrated in care, in senior care. So really, it's a nice reference book, not only for legal planning, but other types of senior issues as well.
And I think that I produced this book. I had another book that's coming out later this month. But I do a lot of writing, but I do it because I care and I really enjoy it. How many people out there enjoyed what they did for a living? Yeah. So, I mean, it becomes part of who you are, right? And you enjoy it and it shows. So I hope that it shows with me. I really do enjoy it. And I wanted to open it up for some questions. I wanted to just tell you a little bit about the book, why I wrote the book, and what I do for seniors. I help them qualify for benefits. I also help them pre-plan so that they won't get into that situation necessarily, I hope. That we can set everything up ahead of time. That's always the best, least costly, most efficient way to do it, okay? Does anyone out there have any questions from me that they came here to ask, or things that they wanted to come here to learn that I have not addressed? Yes, ma'am.
What if someone has a special needs child
Sure.
that is in the home with a senior, or that that the child has a disability and the senior has been taking care of that child all that child's life?
Yeah, so special needs situations, I deal with those on a regular basis as well. Those can be addressed through either the state's CAP-EA program, that's a special type of benefits programs. We deal with obscure benefits programs as well. I started out, I jumped in head first and deep in the pool with CAP-EA. I started doing appeals to the Attorney General's office for CAP-EA. That's how I was first introduced to CAP-EA. So CAP-EA program can provide benefits for special needs individuals. Also, to protect benefits, seniors can put their monies in special needs trust. That's one way to do it, to preserve assets for the family, is to utilize special needs trust. And we draft special needs trust on a regular basis, both for our clients and for clients of other firms that request us to do that all the time. So we're very adept at drafting special needs trust. So those are two things that I think fit in that wheelhouse, are special needs trust to protect benefits. Special needs trust would be if I, for instance, have a benefit like CAP-EA or SSI that are income and asset dependent. Let's say that I have a settlement that's coming in, okay? Or someone wants to leave money to provide for me, in my care, my parents maybe, okay? Then we can put that money in a special needs trust, thereby it wouldn't be on my books as an asset, okay? But that special needs trust can buy a house for me, or can provide for my clothing, okay? Or buy some furniture for my home or my apartment, okay? It can be used to help care for me while not being counted as assets or income on my books, okay? And kicking offline an important benefit like Medicaid or SSI. Okay. Anybody else have a question that you would like me to specifically address? Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned something about the senior dental care.
Senior dental care, that's just a chapter in our book, in Saving the Farm. That's correct.
I've never heard of such a program or
Yeah, I think that's sad.
concern.
I think that's sad that you haven't heard of that. Wouldn't you agree that Medicare does not provide for dental care for seniors?
I do agree.
There's really no solution out there for seniors right now for dental care. But dental care, how important is it that you have your teeth?
Very
Your
important.
real chompers as long as possible.
Very important.
When you start losing your teeth, your opposable teeth, you stop eating steaks as much. You stop eating foods that you have to, because you have less bite. In fact, even when you go to dentures, you start the jaw actually starts receding and deteriorating. Okay, because it's not used as much, right? And there's much pressure. So there's all kind of ramifications from that, really leading to decreased nutrition, which leads to poorer health. Okay, so the longer you can stay at the dentist, keep your teeth, it's going to be better for you for your health and longevity. Okay, there's the distinct tie between your teeth and dental care and longevity, and people need to know that. Politicians need to know that are writing Medicare and Medicaid programs. Okay, there's not a really, really good solution out there for seniors to provide for senior dental care. Okay, but it is a well-known thing in our community. There are healthcare groups in our community, and groups of healthcare professionals that cater to seniors that meet and talk and discuss that problem on a regular basis and are trying to address that need locally, but it really needs to be addressed at a state, federal level to provide for senior dental benefits. Okay, so it makes it affordable. Okay? Yes, sir. Hey.
You addressed it. I just wanted to say that there's an organization called Access, and they deal with all types of problems for seniors. And they have at the beginning of every year, they list their main goals, and that's always in their main goals is how to establish a program to help seniors get dental health. And there are some ideas. It's just they're working on it, is all I can say. They are really concerned.
Some dentists now, they're offering discounted services as well as payment programs and a piecemeal plan and approach where they'll lay out a whole plan and care plan for you and start attacking it piece by piece to make it affordable. So, but that is, I think that's chapter 7 or 8 in the book. And that we talk about, senior dental care, okay, which is something that's not talked about a lot. Yes, ma'am?
I think she clarified it a little more because I was getting ready to ask you, I wasn't understanding your response to her question.
Sure.
If there was, but because I concluded from what you said, there was no dental program.
Yeah, I'm not aware that there is.
Right, that's.
Yeah, that addresses
when you
dental care.
mentioned dental program, I thought there
Sure.
could possibly be. But
No, there's a strong need for a dental
program.
program.
There was like a group access.
They're working on that
Is that in
problem.
your book?
Yeah, so Access Healthcare is just a local group. Access Healthcare is a local group in Cleveland County of healthcare professionals that meet and other professionals devoted to senior care, and they routinely discuss that issue, okay? Routinely discuss that issue and are trying to come up with a way to address that issue. But it's really a money and benefit issue. That's really lies at the heart of it, which is why I say it needs to be attacked at the state and federal level. Yes, Mr. Wise. Hilliard Wise.
Hillard.
Hillard.
You still spelled it wrong in my book.
I did not. Hilliard.
You got two I's.
No, I don't. I have two
It
I's.
will.
Hilliard. That's right. Or it's just no I there.
One I and two L.
Thank you.
I've had it for 85
Watch
years.
this. I'm crossing that out. I'm an initial.
I've
Cross it out my initial.
Dillard, and I said, why couldn't they name me something?
I did that on purpose.
When I was a little boy, which was a long time ago, they called me Junior.
Junior.
And I hated that.
I call you Mr. Wise.
Well, when I got 85 years old, I figured I must change my name to Hillard. But I wanted to ask you.
I like it. Hilliard rolls off the head. It's like a.
I don't like
that-
Hilliard at all.
Hilliard.
No, it's
Spangles.
Hillard. Hillard.
Okay, Hilliard, I got
But
it.
what it is,
Hilliard.
I believe in asking. Don't go through life. When you want to know something, ask.
Yes.
I'm the person in church or Sunday school or at meetings. She's sitting here, she wants to know something. Well, she's not gonna ask, she wants me to ask. She wants to know the answer, but she don't want to get involved. So people don't get involved, which I don't care, I like it. And what it is, I was gonna ask you about the Lady Bird plan. I've told a lot of people I live in Cherry, which I'm proud of.
It's true.
And I live, so thank God we've got shelter.
Okay.
Because we have become a bedroom community. And I got 3 grown children. My baby boy is 62 years old. And I've been married 65 years to the same woman.
Your hair's only 35 years old.
But look, all our children were born over here in Shelby.
Mhm.
And I seen Shelby win the World Series in 1945 in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right?
I was 14 years old.
That's awesome.
And I worked my dad was a plaster contractor, and we worked in Shelby for years and years. And I've always loved Shelby, and I wish we could have been in Cleveland County.
Right.
We could have had county-wide waters.
Yeah.
But,
You got some pretty good baseball up there in Cherry. You got some good
I know
baseball
it,
up there.
and we should do away with football. And
Just concentrate on
What
basic.
is, I wanted to ask you about, I've told so many people in the Carroll area about the Ladybird plan.
Ladybird deed.
Ladybird deed.
Yes.
Okay, and what I don't understand, I just went on the internet a week or so ago, and you look up Ladybird deed, and it lists about 5 or 6 states that okay it, and it says in there, they don't know whether North Carolina does or not. And I can't believe some of you people don't go over and correct that. This has come out 10, 15 years ago.
No, about 4 years ago. Maybe 4 years ago.
Well, looks like if I was you, I'd want that corrected on the internet.
Yeah, I wish I could correct everything on the internet.
What is North Carolina up? Is North Carolina one of them, isn't it?
It is, and in fact, that's listed in the book. It's a great question, okay? We talk about ladybird deeds in the book.
But if you go on the internet, you go on the internet today, and it'll says, it lists about 6 or 8 states that accept the Ladybird deed,
Yes,
but it don't, and it said, what about North Carolina? And it says, we don't know.
yeah. Yeah, I answer that question in this book. I answer that question in this book. And I can tell you, we,
But I would want to correct it on the internet.
yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Don't you have something on there on the internet?
I do, I have plenty of information on the internet. Feel free to go on the internet, and Google ladybird deeds.
Do you
or-
state in there it's good North Carolina?
Oh, I do. Yes, I explain ladybird deeds in depth. I also explain it within the book, okay? And I list all the states at this current time that allow ladybird deeds, including North Carolina, which is the 11th state to allow ladybird deed. A ladybird deed is a deed you would place on property where you, say, Hilliard and your wife would control that property for the rest of your lives, and then, heaven forbid, one of you should pass it, you know, or both of you should pass, I'm sorry, when both of you pass, the last one of you, it automatically goes to the kids, okay? Or whoever else you put as the grantee. So it's like putting a beneficiary on a piece of
Well, see,
property.
you done sold me.
Yeah, but in above, but wait, there's more.
But a lot of times you don't know what insurance, whatever it is, till you're confronted with the situation. You don't know what it's gonna do.
Right.
And I am hoping that that you, I've got confidence in you that you know what you're talking about.
There you go. So, and in addition to what I just told you that it did, okay, it also, if the real bonus of a ladybird deed, the real tool for the job for the ladybird deed, is the right tool for the job for someone who, say, does not have long-term care insurance and has gone in and needs long-term care for assisted living or nursing home care. Medicaid's going to come in and provide a benefit to pay for that nursing home care. And what Medicaid would generally do is want you to give up that house as a sacrifice for providing care, okay? But you don't have to do that, okay? A ladybird deed, it will pass it outside of the estate directly to the loved one, and it will not be collected by Medicaid, okay? And that's something that our state has done for the last several years, 4
Well,
years.
you got to go on Medicaid, hey, if you go on Medicaid.
If you have to go on Medicaid to pay for long-term care, let me tell you why that's important, okay? If you had a hospital incident and you had to go to, say, rehab at a nursing home, a rehabilitation facility, and they say, look, you're not recovering well enough to go home right now, you have a nursing home stay ahead of you, okay? Medicare will pay for the first 20 days of care. After that, a supplement, if you have a supplement, the supplement can come in and pay for another 80 days of care and cap out at 100 days total for the Medicare. plus the
After
supplement.
2 months, you start over again.
So, after a hospital stay of 3 days, if you have a hospital stay of over 3
Well,
days.
see, it was years ago, I had
So-
this long-term care, and it got ridiculous, Lord, I had
Insurance.
for years.
Long-term care
yeah,
insurance.
It long-term insurance.
I don't sell
Long
insurance.
care, and it got so darn high that I just dropped, it just kept going, it got awful ridiculous.
Not a lot of people out there have long-term care insurance. Some
But it
do.
got so expensive.
So that's the danger is that your assets, after the 100 days, you start paying out of pocket. So you better have some deep pockets, right? I didn't bring.
You see so many people
Yeah.
that, they say they're coming home from the rest home.
Right.
They hadn't got better than 20 days ago. Out.
Yeah, so you also see people all the time that lose their home, families that lose their home or land because they needed long-term care. The Lady Bird deed protects against that. Keeps that land in the family. It's something very good and senior-friendly that North Carolina is doing for seniors, just to protect the home, one property. Yes, and that's within the look-back period for Medicaid. So there's a 5-year look-back period for nursing home Medicaid, a 3-year look-back period for assisted living Medicaid in North Carolina. So you'd have to make your moves outside of that time period when you needed care. But with a Lady Bird deed, you can do it today. In fact, I had a staff person filing one in Nash County, the one I'm hot about, earlier today, took it to the social worker, and a decision will be made on that thing today by 5 o'clock, the whole thing. But the property's protected, okay? Even doing it same day, okay, as the last day of the Medicaid application. Yes.
But real property, not cash.
Yes, when I say Lady Bird deed has real property, not cash. Real property, contiguous property up to $550,000, $548 change, okay, of value to that property.
You need
We were
to
yeah.
take the cash money and put it in cans or something. The government can get cash. They can get cash money. but-
We also employ strategies to protect cash. We also employ strategies to protect the same.
Greg, they have a
There's different
flyer,
strategies to do that.
they have a flyer on it.
What's that?
They have a flyer on the
We
Lady
have a
Bird.
flyer on Lady Bird. Also, it's in there. If you, well, I was going to flip through. It was just there's a specific section of the book that. Okay, here it is. Life of St. Deeds is around 120. That talks about Lady Bird deed in 122. So I know that if I look at the table of contents and I want to know about Lady Bird deeds, I can go to section 122, and I can say. It's titled Enhanced Life Estate Deeds, aka Lady Bird Deeds. And it goes through and talk, and see there's a whole list of the 11 states now, or 10, including North Carolina, that allow Lady Bird Deeds. Georgia doesn't, South Carolina doesn't. But it's very nice. It's a very good planning tool, especially an emergency planning tool. So, yes, sir.
On this, you mentioned, are you absolutely sure your assets will not necessarily probate, like a negative thing?
Right.
Not a good thing.
Gotcha. So, is your question why do I think, or am I writing in a way that probate might not be your best thing to do? Okay. And I do it all the time. What's that? What's the guy, Larry the Cable Guy? Anybody know who that is? You know who that is?
Right.
I do.
You do wheels? I have people ask me that all the time. Hey, you do L-Law, you do wheels? Yes, I do wills. I absolutely do. But if a will is the primary place where you want to pass your property, we need to talk, okay? Because I look at it, I say I don't sell insurance. I told you that. I don't. But I kind of do. A will I look at as an insurance policy. That's not where I want to pass my property necessarily. Because wills take a while to probate. I mean, minimum 6 months from maybe getting it ready to go file at the courthouse. And then, say, filing it in the paper and waiting the 90-day statutory waiting period. So you do a public notice period, right? You publish for 4 consecutive weeks, say on Saturday in the Star, okay? And then, that starts, the first day you publish starts a 90-day period where liens can come in on your estate. So if you are passing your home through your will, you're passing other cash and assets through your will, but you have that healthcare incident where Medicaid has to come in and pay for your assisted living or nursing home care, then what happens to that house when it passes through the will? Does anybody know?
The state takes
Why do you
it.
publish in the paper, and why is there a waiting window of 90 days?
Debtors.
Yeah, debtors, that's right, creditors. They file liens on your estate, and then they sell your property. And then it's gone. And your kids don't get it, the farm's gone out of the family, and your grandkids don't get it, So it doesn't help your family, okay? So that's where a will might not be the best idea of where you want to pass property. With simple deed planning, we can make the property pass outside of the will automatically. So when the last person passes away, it's just automatically the person to you want it to go to. And it's protected. You can protect the thing against these situations I'm talking about. How many seniors out of 10 are going to need long-term care? How many out of 10?
10.
7. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. 7 out of 10. Bingo, right? Yeah, 7 out of 10. Exactly. Those are big numbers. That's better than Vegas odds in favor of the house. And Vegas wasn't built on losers. Vegas was not built on winners, right? So planning ahead, doing some planning ahead, routing around that probate process, in my opinion, and I see it every day, and we have a probate department that handles probate, is the best thing to do. Prior deed planning. You know, making sure you can even, with your checking savings accounts, any bank accounts, money market accounts, you can add payable on death or transferable on death beneficiaries to those accounts. That doesn't mean that the grandkids you have on there, or the kids you have on there as beneficiaries are in control of the account or have access to the money. Some people don't want those people to have access to the money, but they want them to get some of the money if they pass away. You can put those people on your checking and savings accounts even now, and money markets. Your 401ks, IRAs, would you want to pass those to your will and estate? Or do you have an individual listed? Which one? Who has an IRA and 401k? How many people in here have the estate as their beneficiary? You have the estate as the beneficiary? Or do you have a person as the beneficiary?
Person.
You have people, not the estate, right?
Or
Because your
children.
estate, what I'm saying is your estate is your will and that probate estate. Right? So if you name your estate, it's going to funnel through that will and that probate process. You wouldn't want to do that. That would not, in my opinion, you would want to stay away from that. Because all they have to do is show a death certificate and prove who they are and get a check. Not subject to the liens of creditors or anybody else that might attach a lien to your estate. So why would you not want your property to be that simple to pass and protect it? Why would you not want your checking and savings accounts to be that simple to pass and protect it?
You know, Greg, you explained it to me about, I sort of felt sheepish about having all this property
Yeah,
and not able to pay,
yeah,
not able to give it up.
yeah,
And I always believed, you know, growing up, you ain't to pay the fiddler when you dance.
yeah, you do.
There's no free dance.
There's no free dance. I agree with
You
you.
explained it to me, you know, about, well, go ahead, you tell what it.
Make no mistake, I'm fighting for you, okay? I'm not fighting for Uncle Sam. I'm not fighting for the mass group or populace or some communal order. I'm fighting for you and your family. I figure the government's going to get their piece. In fact, they took it out of your hide during your life. Who funded? How much taxes did you pay out of every dollar that you worked? Your whole life?
A lot.
Probably 45, 50 cents out of the dollar. When you get done with income tax, property tax. Man, I parked at Gaston County Courthouse first thing this morning. I had to pay $1 to park. And they had a gentleman out there helping people use the machine to get the money in and everything else. So they give poor people tickets, bring them in, then make them pay to park. I'm like, you guys got a racket here. And even the attorneys have to park with it, you know? And so yeah, you're taxed everywhere you look. Who pays for the Medicare and Medicaid system? You do, your entire life. And then, well, you buy a house, Hillard.
Yeah, Hillard. Right.
You buy a house, Hillard, and you go to the bank, and you get a $100,000 loan, although I know it was much more because I know you have probably half a million at least. So you get this loan.
12 rooms.
12 million, yeah. So you get this loan, 12 rooms ago. You get this loan from the bank for, let's say, for example's purposes, $100,000. How much over 30 years do you pay back the bank? $100,000? No, like $300,000, right? Okay, over 30 years. And then in the end, you got to give up everything, including that house, and spend down to $2,000 to get any help with health care whatsoever. For something that's no fault of your own. Now that's the system. I'm trying to help, that's the system. So, I'd rather see you plan ahead, get with your insurance agent, get long-term care insurance or some kind of hybrid plan, that would be better for you. Because then it would come on and pay for, 5 years or so of care if you needed it. But the truth and the reality is, it's not affordable for a lot of people. So people get stuck and they get caught. They have to lose property, they have to lose money, and give everything back. And it's just the system. And anything I can do to help keep
But I tell you what,
property in
you
here.
invest a small amount
Yeah.
in what benefits you're gonna get in the end.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And we got so many people that don't wanna put out some money to start with.
Yeah.
You gotta put it out to save money.
So sometimes the same thing that got you a little money, that scripted and saving and not want to spend a dollar, can be the same thing that has you, have you lose it. Lets you lose it in the end. Yeah, it's true. Yes, ma'am.
Going back to probate
Yes.
and how to avoid it. So basically, you're saying you can avoid probate.
You can avoid probate.
Don't do the will, don't put everything in the will.
You can use simple strategies to avoid probate. I would have a will in place, okay? As an insurance policy. That's what I would have a will in
So you're
place.
saying do the will.
I would.
But what I'm asking.
Yes.
I want to protect my home for my children.
Yes.
So how would I do that?
You would put either a life estate deed on your home or a ladybird deed if you wanted to do deed planning.
And
You can utilize trust to do similar probate avoidance strategies and property protection strategies. And we draft from simple to advanced trust all the time. Trusts aren't for everyone, but they do accomplish probate avoidance, and they can accomplish healthcare lien avoidance too, and help with qualifications for medical benefits.
so the ladybird doesn't necessarily mean Medicaid, related to Medicaid at all.
A ladybird
For
deed,
anybody?
yeah, a ladybird deed is going to pass the property outside of probate. But the special thing a ladybird deed does, as opposed to a life estate deed, is that number one, it keeps the senior totally in control, so that the kids, if you wanted to sell the property or mortgage it, wouldn't have to come sign off, okay? And it allows you to avoid the 5-year look back for Medicaid. Health qualifications.
I would never be able to qualify for that anyway. So if I wanted to do the
We
ladybird.
qualify people on a regular basis for Medicaid, for long-term care insurance.
I have long-term.
I'm sorry, for long-term care.
I have that insurance. But
You have long-term care insurance, that's
Yeah.
correct.
But when
That's exception.
I would come to you to establish a ladybird deed. for
We do
example,
draft
I would
ladybird
do it
deeds on a regular
myself.
basis. Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
We do ladybird deeds. I would not advise doing it yourself. Yes. I think that we would be glad to help you, okay? Plus, let's just start with the simple things. What about foundational planning? What about general durable powers of attorney? Does everybody have one?
What's that?
A general durable power of attorney would be general to cover any business, personal business. You have someone that can step in and keep all the bills paid, could move property, could sell property, could access your accounts, do whatever needs to be done to make sure you're cared for and your assets are protected. It's durable. It has a durability clause that specifically states that it survives incompetence, mental disability, or mental disease. Okay, so it survives mental incapacity, and it's recorded at the local register of deeds. It needs to be recorded to survive incapacity. And ours, for instance, are about 21 to 25 pages, depending on how much of the kitchen sink is in there. And you can engage. Ours allows you to engage in benefits planning if you need to for the other person. We don't want there to be a problem when you don't need one, as to whether it's valid for the purposes you need to use it. Especially in that situation when you need to use it, you don't want to wonder if you've got something that's going to work for you or not. So husband, wife need to have those general durable powers of attorney in place. How many people do you have? Do you have appointed one person? Have you got a backup in case that person's not available or won't do it? Or
I
can't
got
do
a
it?
wife and 3 children that
Right.
steps down, see. All my 3 children are equal. see.
So if you're in charitable and you're playing baseball and, your star player gets hurt, okay? Because he's chasing down my line drive or something.
Yeah.
And who's gonna come in and play for him? You got 3 people lined up to come in and play, right?
Right.
off the bench, okay? So that's what you need, and is that document gonna last you the rest of your life? Right, because you wanna do it once and you want it to last.
And I'm spending my kids' inheritance today.
Good for you.
They're gonna get no cash whatsoever,
No
because
cash,
I'm and
just-
my wife are gonna spend it.
Good for you.
And I got 3 children, and they're all capable of taking care of themselves. I don't like to help any of them.
Good.
The baby boy is 62, and the girl the baby boy is 52, and my daughter is 64.
That's awesome.
And they're, all except Wise Electric, the youngest boy is still running the electrical company.
Right.
But the other 2 children are retired and doing well.
Good. Excellent.
And I understand the government can get they can get you cash.
Okay.
They get you cash, but if they can't find it,
Maybe not. And spend it.
they
Yes.
can't. They
Yes.
Suppose you have to choose between your wife and a child to be your
attorney.
the attorney in fact on your,
Attorney in
yeah.
fact.
I mean, can you make both or either, or,
Yeah, you could. You could make both of them.
Well, my wife is, as long as she's capable.
Yeah.
Then she gets where she's not capable,
Yeah.
but step down.
And the kids come in. Or you could have a child on there so they can act independently or together. You could set up either way. Yes, ma'am.
What if you were single and are not married and have no children?
Yes.
How do you, I mean,
How do you do that planning?
yes,
And I think
Leave
you would
your
want
boyfriend.
to think about,
You got a boyfriend.
Hiller's taking a boyfriend. I don't know about that. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So I think you just need to think of who are trusted individuals in your life that can perform those roles and duties, okay? Because we want to avoid guardianship situations. If you don't have a general durable power of attorney or a healthcare power of attorney in place, healthcare power of attorney is appointing someone to make healthcare decisions, okay? Then you're relegated to guardianships. And when you're talking about saving money and property, even in emergency situations, if the court steps in and appoints a guardian for you, you can't do it either. They will not allow you to move money. They won't allow you to sell property. You have to petition the clerk to do anything. And they're scared to let you do anything to save money and property. So you might as well just pour everything into a dump truck and pour it out in the parking lot of the nursing home. Because that's where it's going. You had a question on guardianships, didn't you? That leads perfectly into that. So
Okay.
what about guardianships?
My brother's in the VA.
Okay.
Tomorrow we have to go to court regarding,
Okay.
so,
Your brother's in the VA. What does that mean?
he's
Is
a
that-
veteran hospital.
He's at a veterans hospital.
He has issues,
Sure.
but if we take guardianship, will we have to be the one to place him where he has to go?
Well, it depends on what kind of guardianship. So there's 3 types of guardianship. General guardianship, which encompasses guardian of the estate, which is guardian of money, and also guardian of the person, which is over healthcare decisions. Okay? So you can be guardian of the estate or the money. You can be guardian of the person over healthcare issues, or you can be a general guardian, which is over both. And they made the system so complicated now that it's very hard for a person to do it under the rules. And I've heard people say that their meetings with the clerk are not fun, and that they're almost treated like someone who's doing something wrong every time they go in there, and they're really highly scrutinized as to how they spend every dime of that person's money that they're over. I mean, it's really just an adversarial situation to be in for the person that's doing the caring for. If you're over the money, now they might be talking about just you over the person or over the healthcare decisions. I don't know.
We have somebody over healthcare already,
Okay.
over that part, but we're having to make decisions with his life right now.
Mhm.
He's not able to come home,
So that's healthcare.
but the VA says that he has to go somewhere. So we
Mhm.
tried, like you said, Shell was a good place, but nobody accepts him,
Right.
the shape he's in.
Understood.
So what we would do?
Yeah. So would in-home care be an option?
He didn't stay there, he just walked away,
Okay.
and.
So he needs to be in a secure facility.
Right.
Okay.
He really did.
Then you're relegated to secure units, either within assisted living facilities or nursing homes. Is he bedridden? Apparently not. He would walk away. But, so he's not bedridden. Okay. So you're relegated to a locked facility within an assisted living facility, which are generally memory care units. Is Alzheimer's a dementia an issue right now? Okay, so that's where, yeah, secure units within assisted living facilities will be locked units where you can't walk away, okay? There must be some violent behaviors right now, okay? And that's the progression of Alzheimer's in many respects, okay? And there are facilities out there that can help you, okay? And he's located in Asheville right now at the Charles George VA Medical Center. Okay, have you talked to their discharge planners?
We have to social, I'm sorry, we talked.
The social, okay. You want to make sure you talk to the discharge planners. They're the ones that are really going to have a pulse on the different places where he can go. There are also private care planners that's all they do is they get paid to place him, okay? There are private care planners. There are private care planners in Asheville, okay, that you can look into. That all they would do is try to get him placed at the right place,
Okay,
okay?
they're saying Broadway's the only thing that
Yeah.
has it open. Not
Okay.
that they really don't have it open as a list.
Okay?
But that's the only space they can send him right now, which is.
Because of his behaviors right now, and what's going on. And that's sad. That's horrible. It is very sad.
But what they're trying to do is, want us to take the guardian, so they can put him on us.
So yeah, the healthcare, they want you to take guardian of the person, you think?
Right.
Or over the money, or both?
Okay, over the person,
Okay,
so that we can place him, and we can't place him.
yeah.
I mean, there's no opening, we tried everything we can. So,
Somebody can place him, okay?
yeah, if you do to the, what, state or whatever, open him, they can take him in place.
Well, the state's going to appoint an attorney.
Right.
The clerk's going to, if you don't have to take that on that role. There's no obligation for you to take on that role. You can opt out. You can say, I'm not going to do that, and the clerk will appoint an attorney. There are attorneys out there who part of or all of what they do is manage these types of guardianships.
When do you get the final care?
In my opinion, they are going to try to act in his best interest. The people that I know that do that work in Cleveland County, for instance, do a very good job of it, okay? And I work with them, and it gets them sometimes, but on a regular basis.
Well, if we take him home, he's gonna walk away.
Yeah, that just doesn't seem like a good situation if you took him home. Yeah.
So, how do we do that? Who takes guardian of her since he's in that shape? Do we have to do that?
And nobody has a power of attorney in place, general drill or healthcare power of attorney. That's why you want those things in place ahead of time. So those things have been thought through.
What we found, we say, oh, we can handle it, but you can't.
Right.
Can't handle that.
Usually they'll let a next of kin make healthcare decisions for, say, for her and for him, without specifically going into guardianship. But you can accept the guardianship and make a case that you should be the one handling the healthcare. I mean, I don't think your experience will be horrible if you're just under healthcare decisions. I think that'll be easy for you. When you get into the troubled waters is when you're trying to manage the money for the other person as well. And there's yearly accountings and things. Did you guys have any? Yes, ma'am.
Say for instance, if when you were talking about having people appointed as guardianships or that can make a decision for that person, could that person appoint a lawyer such as you to speak on their behalf and be their
The
person?
guardian?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we do handle those accountings, things like that with the clerk on an annual basis. We do that. That's part of what we do. So it's tough for an individual person to handle that in many respects. And sometimes we get those cases after they've already gone to the clerks and they're like, I'm gonna pull my hair out. Will you help me? We're like, yes. So, yes.
Can I mention one thing? I'll make it quick. My father's in the hospital, and he's been there 6 or 7 times. And one of the things that Greg does as a healthcare power of attorney, the first thing they asked me for was that. And what we ran into, if we hadn't had that, was 3 people getting information because I have 2 siblings. And we learned very quickly, one person needs to be over all of the decisions and knows what's going on. Yeah, one of us needs to be a quarterback and get all the information, because otherwise you're not going to get the right treatment for your parent, because they don't know what's going on, because they don't know what happened last time and with the doctors and things like that. So that's really important.
And that quarterback can go back and huddle up with the family and discuss everything but you have one consistent, constant voice with the healthcare facility, the doctors, the nurses, things like that. Did you got, yes,
Once you're appointed for the, our term,
yes,
and if it gets too rough for you, you can back out.
the guardian, range. You could always relinquish range. Yes, you can. So, does anyone else have any other questions? I've been here about an hour at this, and I'd be glad to stay and hang around and answer more. I'll tell you, if you want any of these books, you can get one on Amazon or iTunes. You can get the digital ebook, or we have an enhanced ebook that has me talking about a lot of these subjects and videos along with it right in the book, or interviews that we've done. They sell for about $20 on Amazon, print version, and we sell them out of our office for $15. So feel free to call the office, or we've got them up here if you want. I will continue to practice elder law and bring everything I can to this community and beyond to save your hard-earned money and property and give you options, okay? So if anyone wants to see me or sit down because you come today, I will give you a free 1-hour consult with me and sit down and talk about your different options and answer any questions personally just for your specific situation, okay? So you don't have to air those out in front of everybody, okay? So I'd be glad to do that. Hayden and I can sign you up for that appointment. Just see me after, okay? And again, I'm Greg McIntyre, overall. Our office is located, our central office is located at 123 West Marion Street. And we routinely do house calls for signings. We come see you if you need us to. And do what we can to be flexible and help care for you and your loved ones. So thank you very much for coming today. I appreciate
I
it.
tell you what, Greg, he really worked good with me. My mom was in Carolina Care and Charitable. And Greg sent 3 of his employees up there to the rest home to settle up. So we had to sign some papers. She wasn't able to, he sent 3 people up there. This lady was just one of them. They came up there and met with us at the Carolina Care and Charitable.
We routinely
3 ladies
have
and handled the business. We signed papers.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.